Hey guys, so I've been working on this three-layer ramp building pattern. I wanted to show you what helped me to learn it and execute it. So I'll show you in game the pattern and the sequence, and some explanation about when to use it and its advantages, and then I'll show you a quick tip after outside of game to help you build your muscle memory quickly before you start trying it in game. So the three-layer ramp is basically a ramp floor wall, but with an extra ramp underneath. So that's the basic pattern if you do it slowly. So you see ramp, floor, wall, and a ramp underneath for a third layer of protection. So this is useful. It's only really worth the materials if you expect to get shot from kind of below, which means you have the high ground over the enemy. It's not for taking high ground really quickly because it's a difficult combo to execute really quickly. You'll find a lot of times you have to pause a little bit and you might have to slow down a tiny bit to get the combo right. But ideally, you practice it enough to where you can do it without losing any speed. But there's a higher risk of messing it up, and then, so that's why you don't use it for absolute speed. If the enemy already has high ground, so you're not going to get shot from below, then a ramp wall should be sufficient, or a double ramp wall. So I'll show you now. I'll try to do the combo, let me explain the combo again slowly. So the combo really starts when you get close to the top of the ramp. Instead of building the ramp like this, you look more kind of forward, slightly down to get to right here. And see, you got to be careful about this. So I like to get right about here and look down, and I'm kind of jumping off of the ramp. And then I hold left click to turbo build this ramp, and then hold left click to turbo build this ramp, and just imagine I jumped there, and then look down a little bit more, and in the same jump, place a floor and a ramp, and then you look up and you place this wall. And then, very important here, so that you don't accidentally wall yourself off, you switch back after that wall to your ramp right away, so you don't accidentally wall yourself off. So I'll try to do it a little bit faster now and show you guys what it looks like. So right here, I built this ramp um, a little bit ahead of time. So just to show you, let me break this down. It's not a problem though. So this happened. I built it like this. Oh no, wait. It was like this, right? It ended up building like this, and then like this, and then I did this wall, and then the ramp was already out here. It's not a problem though, because it just helps you with your combo. It's one less thing that you need to do. So now you just, instead of building that ramp, you switch to the floor and do the jump floor, ramp, wall, all under your jump, right? So there it is, and let me now exit game, and I'll show you a quick tip to help. I'll show you what it looks like from underneath. Of course, even though it's stronger, I wouldn't advise going this tall. Something else though, kind of overkill, but if you could start it from a 1x1, like if you were in a 1x1 and you started, you can even place a ramp above. Like if you found yourself with a lot of extra time and you were in a good position and you wanted to hold this ground, you could have even done this, and then you jump on top and you can do floors and ramps or whatever, and have like a whole extra layer so that if they shoot down the lower part, this part's also attached to the ground. But like I said, mostly overkill. But if you find out that, you took the high ground, you killed the guy, and then you're in a good position, you're gonna kind of turtle up there, you can do that if you want. Or at the top, you can also then just build yourself a 1x1 to sit in for a while. But again, not this high, because you'll die to fall damage. Alright, so let me show you outside of game just what I used to help me get the sequence down. 1 second here. Okay. Alright, so I did say, I'm not sure if I said it, so I'll say it again if I already did, but the turbo build, okay, you get to the top of the ramp, you're not holding left click. Once you see that you can place that lower ramp, the underneath ramp, that's when you start the turbo build. You hold left click then to place that lower ramp, and you're jumping kind of off of the ramp at the same time as you're placing that lower ramp, and then you're switching to your floors and then you go back to your ramp, all turbo built under your jump. So then you land your jump on top of the upper ramp, and then you switch to your wall to place the wall through that upper ramp, and that's still turbo built. And then you go back to your ramp, and then you can let go of left click, or you can let go your left click after you place the wall, so you don't accidentally place a wall in front of you and block your path. Then you start the turbo build again once you get to the top of the ramp and you're about to place that lower ramp to begin the next sequence. So left click and hold, basically this is where the sequence starts. And then you place, and this left click and hold will place, you have your ramps already out, right? Ramp already out, right? Left click and hold. I'll combine the jump here as well because it's a little bit, that's basically how it is. It's about the same time slash you place the lower ramp maybe just before you jump. Okay, and then it's floor ramp, and then you're landing on that upper ramp, and then wall, and then you go back to ramp just to make sure you don't accidentally place a wall and block yourself off. So these are my binds for those three building types. So I leave out the left click here because it's a little bit harder to train in Notepad like this. You can, but the more important part of the sequence is, so you already have your ramps out, then you're gonna do jump, and you're holding left click and you're building the lower ramp. So spacebar to jump, F for floor, Q for ramp under your jump, and then E for wall, and then you go back to ramp. That's what you want to do. Now the sequence starts over, and you just do this sequence a few times quickly in Notepad, and you build your muscle memory and try to get faster and faster at it and find a rhythm. For me, the rhythm is I go space F and then QEQ. And the QEQ is like faster, and that's like the rhythm, and it helps me like feel a definitive stopping point in the sequence. Space F, QEQ, you know. And then when I go back in game, I just start executing it. Like I jump and I press these keys quickly, and I'm like, oh, did I mess it up? That was really fast. I must have pressed them too fast out of order. And I'm like, oh no, it all worked out because this just builds your muscle memory so you don't have to think about it anymore. It frees up your attention to focus on the visual aspect to see when the structures are built, and which notifies you of when you need to switch the building type to the next type in the sequence. Now, one addition you can do is do the same thing with this repetitive muscle memory building exercise in Notepad, but hold W. Um, it stops displaying the W's, but I'm still holding W here because, and I messed this one up. If you mess it up, it's fine. Just start the sequence over, right? But holding the W is helpful because that's what you're going to be doing in the game. And there you go. And you can use this Notepad technique to help you if you're practicing future complex building patterns. But once the playground feature comes out where you can get, materials easily, you probably won't need to do this so much. And because this does leave out the mouse movements, like for double ramp, there's a lot of mouse movement involved from like moving left to right and stuff, and the left clicks. So it's better to, if you can, train it in game easily to do that. But right now, I can't get resources, easily to just train it in game. So this helped me a lot to train it more quickly without having to, just join tons of games and farm. So there you go. Hope this helps.